our students were able to participate in, and all the leadership from the support staff and the teaching staff and the administrative team as well. Starting out at GLP, safety is important, okay? And what you see here is Mrs. Cudahy's pre-K class along with a fire truck from the Eden Fire Department. We really appreciate our community partners in this district, and they learned about, obviously, fire safety and all that's important for little ones to know about that. About halfway through the year, they reinstated the safety patrol, and that young man looks pretty proud that he's part of the safety patrol. We were able to experience a cadre of holiday events at all of our schools. Again, just focusing on GLP, that's obviously a Halloween celebration. But that picture on the top right is the first grade holiday concert. This was one of the first times we were able to invite our parents and grandparents and family members back into a district building. You'll notice that folks are kind of separated apart because we were still working on social distancing at that time. But it was a packed house, and it was really wonderful to see our youngest students perform. On June 3rd, in a few weeks, we will have our annual field day. The photos you see here are partially from a year ago and some other fun things that we were able to do. More and more, if you've paid attention to board meetings or any of the administrative presentations, we talk about experiential learning, where kids are doing rather than sitting and hearing. And our maker spaces that we have in each of our building are certainly a great opportunity for students to learn hands-on and put some of those curricular skills to use in some project areas. You're also going to hear later about a proposition to continue to support technology in our district. The photo that you're looking at there is an example of our one-to-one technology program here that I'm really grateful has been in place for a while in the district. Interesting here is that our students do learn about gardening both at Eden Elementary and GLP. Pretty important no matter where you go, but certainly pertinent for our rural farm-based community. And obviously reading is a critical function of all that we do, no matter the grade level. If you were able to catch the 5th grade musical, Seussical Jr., it was right here in this auditorium. The stage looked much more colorful just a few weeks ago. So many students participated, and it was really a wonderful event. And it was fantastic that we were able to have an in-person musical at both the 5th grade level, and as you'll see a little bit at the high school level as well. Middle school, focusing on community service. As I said earlier, we embrace our community in this district, and our students certainly take the lead in that. They participated in a program to make sure our veterans knew that they were cared about during Valentine's Day, and as well as the holiday time. And it wouldn't be a school system if we weren't having dances. And what you're looking at here is a middle school dance. Looks like that was held in the foyer of the auditorium. This was back when students were still wearing masks, but they found a way to have fun even with that limitation. Our music program here continues to grow, and here's 2 young folks, Mason and Everano, who were selected for ECMEA, which is a pretty high honor for our musical students. We have a cadre of sports, particularly impressive for our district this size. Pictured here is 8th grader Gia Lenz, who's right before she was sent off to the New York State Cross Country Championship. Pretty impressive that an 8th grader qualified. And then we've got our modified girls basketball team that had a heck of a good season at a 10-2 record. And this is probably my favorite day of the year, and that's the annual Drive Your Tractor Tractor to School Day. Fantastic participation, all makes and models of tractors, some old, some new. The students who drive them in certainly love it, as do all of the students who participate in the parade. Remarkably, we hosted 3 exchange students this year. So think about that. We accepted 3 students, one from Egypt, one from Macedonia, and one from Spain. They were part and parcel of our school and our community. You can see Annika was part of our cheerleading team, and I know Justin and Daniel were highly involved as well. Pretty impressive that we had families in our community that were willing to take in students from other countries towards the tail end of a pandemic, and I'm proud that our community embraces this opportunity. This is the same group of students that got to go on a local Buffalo cultural visit to Shays. And community service is a big part of our high school as well. So National Honor Society has their annual hospice sprint bouquet fundraiser. Over 100 bouquets were sold, and the club raised over $2,000. We also had a blood drive. 50 students and staff donated blood. We moved our home, and now we're going back to the fall. Remember, things were slightly different in the fall. We moved the homecoming pep rally outside because the restrictions at that time were a little bit more tenable to outdoor activities than they were indoor, and it was a rousing success. Moving on, the homecoming bonfire, which I don't believe we were able to have last year, certainly had some fantastic attendance earlier this fall. Our high schoolers, or some of middle schoolers and high schoolers, performed in Guys and Dolls. This group that you see here, I believe, is being recognized at the Kenny Awards, as are a couple of other students as well. So it was not only an outstanding performance, but it was recognized as an outstanding performance by the judges for the Kenny Awards. We had pretty much all of our clubs and activities run. Mock trial returned this past year. Interestingly, our students performed very well. It was done virtually for part of the year, and parents were able to watch their students perform, and they did so via Zoom. You'll see also on the right there that some of our older students are reading to our younger students. That's always a great opportunity for the older student to practice their public speaking skills, and our younger students always love to see an older cousin, classmate, or neighbor come, or sibling come and read to them. So that's just a partial list. And before I move on, I just want to say that we've had an incredibly successful year academically, athletically, and in terms of our arts and music program. And we've been able to do that because we've had such a great partnership with our school and our community. And before I forget, a lot of those things that we just went over wouldn't happen if it wasn't for some of the fantastic leadership we have from our teachers in this district. And it's really apropos that we started this budget presentation that way, because this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. And I certainly know that our Board of Education, our administrative team, certainly supports and appreciates all that our teachers do for our students. So in terms of the 2022-23 budget, there are really just a couple of improvements, but I think they're pretty critical. And we consider these academic enhancements. We are looking to transition our UPK program to both full day options and half day programming. That's a big change for this district. I can tell you, based on enrollment and parents' responses when they've called in, the full day option is very, very popular at this point. This budget does support not only an additional teaching staff for the UPK program, but some of the other ancillary positions that are needed to make this transition. You probably, if you've listened to me before, you know I tend to focus on putting our resources with our most needy students, and you can make a strong argument that our youngest and newest children in the school are some of our most needy. In addition to that, our teaching staff has absolutely recognized that there's been an increase in academic needs for our students, and thus we are looking to increase our academic intervention services in grades K through 5. That will help with both reading and math skills. It's no surprise that some of those skills have gone lacking in the past 2 years. In terms of the proposed budget, you'll see here that it's a proposed balanced budget, of course. We are looking at expenditures of $33,836,483. And in order to do that, the revenues need to match. So I will now turn it over to Mrs. Feldman to talk about some of the detail in this proposed budget.
So one of the things that I always am pleased to point out is the three-part budget. 11% of the entire budget supports the administrative component. 14% supports the capital component, which is things like the debt service payments, buildings and grounds. That is what the capital component, it's what you would do in your household to support your house. And your program component is 75% of the budget. So 75% of the budget goes towards the mission statement of educating the students in Eden Central School. So our proposed expenditures, we have general support, which is the business office, the district office, buildings and grounds, everything that's non-instructional or transportation. And that is going up $271,010 up to $4,097,168. The instructional component is going up $694,125. This is the part that impacts our students. It's going up to $18,089,880. Pupil transportation is no surprise that has to climb up with the cost of fuel. It's going up $106,595 to $1,937,398. Our employee benefits, debt service, civic activities, which includes the fitness center and building use, and interfund transfers is going up $126,972 to $9,712,037, which totals $33,836,483 that the superintendent spoke of a moment ago. Where does the money come from? Well, we have interfund transfers and appropriated fund balance. What the heck is that? Well, appropriated fund balance is the money left over from prior budgets that we use to reduce taxes. So 6.19% of the total revenues is coming from those two areas. Miscellaneous is 6.2% of the revenues. That is things like sales tax that we receive from Erie County. Miscellaneous, our BOCES refund, it's lost books, all sorts of little things that add up. The reserves are 2.49%, and our federal aid, which in this case is Medicaid, is 0.22%. The things I want to point out, the property taxes still support 45.69% of our budget in Eden, while state aid only covers 39.21% of the budget. That is not the case across the state, but because we're a little wealthier district, we get less in state aid. So our proposed revenue for the numbers people. Property taxes, a 1.95% increase or $295,714. Goes up to $15,460,541. Our state aid is going up 2.28% or $295,448 to $13,266,314. Our federal aid, our Medicaid aid is going up $45,000 or 150% to $75,000. Our miscellaneous revenue, which we talked about, what it included, is going up $366,381, 21.16% to $2,098,139. Interfund transfers and appropriated fund balance are remaining static from the 21-22 budget. Our reserve usage is going up $196,159, 30.31% to $843,369, so that we have a balanced budget with $33,836,483, a 3.67% increase. Proposition number one, this is what you will see on the ballot, and I'm just going to quickly summarize what you're being asked. Do you agree, if the budget is adopted, that we can spend $33,836,483 to educate the students in the Eden CSD? Transportation upgrades will be proposition number two, replacement of 3 large buses, 1 wheelchair bus. And of course, it looks like it's time to replace our 1998 roadside repair truck. Equipment upgrades for buildings and grounds in the bus garage. A Kivak restroom cleaner, replace a 2005 Workman, replace a 2008 plow truck, upgrade the bus garage storage, and add a tire balancer for the bus garage mechanical staff. Proposition number two, simple language. purchase buses and maintenance equipment totaling $632,379 from the equipment reserve. This proposition has no tax impact. It's from money that has already been saved from prior budgets, put into a reserve specifically for this purpose. And again, here's the language you will see when you go to the voting booth on May 17th. Proposition number 3, simple language. Purchase technology equipment totaling $349,750 from the technology reserve. Again, there's no tax implication. This is savings from prior year's surpluses. And this is what you'll see when you enter the booth. The district vote is May 17th at the high school, middle school auditorium foyer from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you, and please vote.
Any questions? Okay, with that, we will close our 2022-23 budget hearing. Thank you all for attending.